Most memorable NBA draft moments introduction. As the NBA draft unfolds, some moments are truly unforgettable and have a lasting impact on basketball history. Can you guess which future superstar was once overlooked, only to become a game-changing force in the league? Or how about the draft steal that took everyone by surprise, leaving jaws on the floor? In this video, we will explore the most memorable NBA draft moments, where dreams were made and the future of basketball was rewritten. So let's get started. Number 4. Toronto drafts. The Brazilian Kevin Durant, 2014.
I'm going to shout out to our international guy, Fran Fraschilla. When Fran and I were riding over the Manhattan Bridge yesterday, he said, let me tell you something.
After witnessing the incredible rise of Giannis Antetokounmpo, NBA teams wanted to find the next international superstar. The Raptors wanted their own Greek freak, so in 2013, they set out to discover a foreign gem. They found Bruno Caboclo, who people called the Brazilian Kevin Durant.
Asking, are we going to see Bruno Caboclo? And guess what?
And they picked him as the 20th overall player in the draft the following year. The excitement was through the roof. The Raptors believed Caboclo was a hidden treasure, ready to dazzle the NBA with his extraordinary skills. But fate had other ideas. ESPN's Fran Fraschilla, known for speaking his mind, warned everyone. Caboclo was 2 years away from being 2 years away. They said he was a second-round pick, a real diamond in the rough. But things didn't go as smoothly as hoped. Caboclo turned out to be a mysterious puzzle, a player full of surprises. He only got to play in a few games over 4 seasons. Toronto had to face the truth that their grand plan wasn't working, so they said goodbye to the Brazilian hopeful. Caboclo got a taste of the big leagues, but also spent time developing in the G League. Then, in 2021, he made a brave choice, heading overseas to seek new opportunities on foreign soil. Number 3. Brandon Jennings arrives fashionably late.
My game, I'm up and down, and, I like to get in open court and, do whatever I can, to excite the crowd. So, the game is just different over there. You got to slow it down a tad bit.
In 2009, meet Brandon Jennings, a basketball star who loves doing things his way. When it was time for the 2009 draft, most players stayed home with family. No big deal. But Brandon had a surprise up his sleeve. Picture this. As the draft was going on, Brandon was nowhere to be found. But suddenly, like magic, he appeared on stage. Everyone was shocked. He walked right up to the NBA commissioner, David Stern, and shook his hand. But another player named Earl Clark got picked by Phoenix, but he didn't show up at all. Brandon, on the other hand, decided to make a fashionably late entrance to the draft. After the excitement settled down, Brandon spilled the beans. He was out shopping when he got the incredible news. He got drafted, and guess what? The NBA folks told him to come join the fun at Madison Square Garden. Number 2. Vancouver drafts Steve Francis, 1999. Let's go back to 1999, when a young player named Steve Francis was about to make history, but not in the way you might expect. Before we had candid moments like Zach LaVine's, there was Steve Francis, who didn't hide his feelings at all. When Vancouver picked him as the 2nd overall pick, he didn't look thrilled. He seemed to show the least excitement ever seen from a draftee.
99 NBA draft, the Vancouver Grizzlies select Steve Francis from the University of Maryland.
But Francis had a plan. He didn't want to play for Vancouver at all. He made it clear he wasn't interested in joining the team. Quite daring, right? But guess what? Dreams can come true, even with a bit of drama. Francis got his wish. He was traded to Houston in a huge 11-player deal, making NBA history with the largest trade at that time. Talk about a big move. He had an amazing NBA career, playing 9 seasons. He started with a bang, winning Co-Rookie of the Year in 2000, and later became an All-Star not just once, but 3 times. Number 1. Chris Webber traded for Penny Hardaway, 1993. Let's go back in time when we didn't have instant trade news on our phones. Fans had to wait for the official announcement during the draft night. It was a big night when Webber was chosen first by Orlando and Hardaway went 3rd to Golden State. But the NBA commissioner, Stern, came back on stage with some shocking news. Golden State was sending Hardaway and not 1, not 2, but 3 first-round picks to Orlando in exchange for Webber. The crowd couldn't believe it, and their reactions were loud and clear. Webber went on to play 15 amazing years in the NBA, leaving Golden State after just 1 season. Hardaway had some successful seasons alongside Shaquille O'Neal, but faced tough times with injuries later in his career. It was a trade for the books, and those moments of suspense during the draft night made it truly special. With that said, thank you for watching. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more.